Hi everyone, this is Radull live. Thanks for joining us as usual. Today I have a swimmer in studio, yes, somebody who's going to embarrass us all and ask us what we were doing in our teenage years. Allow me to introduce to you RachealNeema Wambui. How are you doing?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm fine. First of all, how should I refer to you? Rachel or Nema?
Rachel.
Rachel.
Yeah.
Rachel is fine. Okay, Rachel, we've actually met before.
Yeah.
2 years ago, I talked to you on radio. You were, I think, 14 years old then.
Yes.
Now you're 16. And you are a swimmer.
Yes.
Just to set the stage, what you can see here is some of what Rachel has won over the years, and we'll get to talking about some of these medals and these trophies a bit later on, and a whole file of certificates. But Rachel, first tell us how you got into swimming.
Well, I used to like swimming a lot when I was like small. So my mom noticed, and then she started taking me for training, or once like small steps, baby steps. Then after that, I started getting into competitive swimming, and that's where I am now.
That's where you are. How old were you when you started?
I was 2 when I started swimming, yeah.
Oh, so I need to throw my 2-year-old into the swimming pool like now.
Yeah.
If I want her to do. So you were swimming first well, even now, mostly in school.
Yeah. So when I first started, I was just swimming for fun. Back in Kasarani, we used to go to a hotel called Blue Springs.
Mm-hmm.
So we used to go there, and then I would train. And then we moved here, and then now I swim with both my school and my club.
And which is your school and which is your club?
I go to Loreto Convent of Songari, and I swim under the school club, and I also swim with Bubbles Swim Club.
Bubbles Swim. Now, Loreto is actually a fantastic school. I remember when I was at Kenya High a long time ago. Not to divulge my age. Loreto was actually one of the forces to reckon with when it comes to swimming.
Yeah.
And they've maintained the program?
Well, they stopped swimming due to like COVID and everything.
Well, we stopped everything.
Yeah. But now they're coming back. So now we've started training again. Yeah.
Now, you've walked in here with trophies, medals. First of all, I want you to pick this up because you know how heavy it is. You've earned it. You've earned the right to have them. And show them the medals. Show like this.
Oh, like this.
These are mostly in school.
Yeah.
Which is school competitions, regional tournaments, national tournaments.
Yeah.
Do you know how many there are?
They're 49.
They're 49?
Yes.
Okay, you can put them down. They're heavy. I did not carry them because they're heavy. So there are 49 medals, trophies, and a book of certificates, which I'm only showing you now so I can refer to them later. And her mom says they're not all here. My mother framed them all and they fit on one wall for 4 kids. These can't fit anywhere. But tell us about some of these competitions that you've participated in over the years.
So most of these are actually just from regional competitions here in Nairobi.
Mm-hmm.
We go to Makini School for most of our competitions. So that's where most of these medals are from. And some of them are also from school, and others are from other competitions held in Kasarani, at Kasarani Stadium.
So nationally, you go for nationals, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Which strokes do you participate in, and do you win everything?
Well, I usually participate mostly in freestyle and fly, but I usually
Butterfly.
don't.
She means butterfly.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling the layman.
And I don't usually win all of them, but I try my best to at least get a medal from one of them. Yeah.
Because swimming is not a sport that Kenya is known for so much. What has been your driving force behind your swimming?
Well, it's mostly just I like swimming. Like, it just clears your head a bit, like from everything that's going on in your life. So it just helps to like rejuvenate your body, and it's also a nice way to exercise even when you don't want to.
Because you can swim for leisure and you can swim for competition.
Yeah.
When you're training, and I know you were telling me that you've not gone for competitions in like the last year or 2 because COVID has disrupted everything.
Yeah.
First of all, tell me how that has been.
Well, it's been really not that nice because now I've become slower a bit, but I'm starting to pick up since I've gone back to training now. But after COVID hit, there was no training, no nothing. So we were just sitting in the house and we're wondering when they're going to bring it back. So now that it's back, we're happy and we're starting to get back into it now.
Yeah, because it's risky. I mean, yeah, we've been told you don't need to wear your masks anymore and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, especially getting into a swimming pool with people, you don't know what the risks are, and your health has to come first.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you were in active swimming, when the season was going on, what would your training program be like?
Well, I would wake up by like 4:30 there in the morning. Then training starts at 5, it ends at 6. And then from there, I would go to school. And then the routine repeats again the next day.
You wake up at 4:30 in the morning?
Yes.
When I'm turning over like this for part 2.
Yeah.
And with your teammates, is that with your teammates or that's as an individual? Because for you to get this good, it means you're doing a lot on your own as well.
Yeah. Well, I train with my teammates as well. But then like when it comes to school, sometimes I have to stay behind a bit later than the rest so I can train somewhere with our school coach. Yeah.
So what are you training for? What are you hoping to be able to achieve?
I'm hoping
long-term
to achieve going for the Olympics.
Your target is Olympics?
Yes. The Olympics coming up in 2026, so I'm just praying that I can be able to qualify for the Olympics.
What do you think you need to do to qualify for the Olympics?
I think I just need to work harder when it comes to training, and also to just improve my stamina because it's a bit low now, and I need to improve it and get it back to where it was.
But I guess as a sports person, I mean, you have your down moments when you're not training, but when you get back in the rhythm, it won't take a very long time for you to get back to your best. That's what you've just started now.
Yes.
Regaining your strength and your stamina.
Exactly.
When you are when you're in the swimming pool, take me through a training session. What do you do when you're going through a training session?
So the first thing I do is I mentally prepare myself for the cold water, and then the coach tells us what we do for warm-up. So warm-up is usually 200 freestyle or 400 freestyle. That's 8 and 16 lengths respectively.
That's just warm-up?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then from
I was a swimmer, so I'm not that afraid, but it's a lot for a warm-up. Yeah.
And then from there we do drills. Our coach gives us drills, so we do either 3 sets of 50 of a certain stroke, and then we sometimes do turns, sometimes we do starts, and then for now cool down after the whole workout session, we just do kicks or pulls or choice swim, like 4 lengths or 8 lengths, and then we get out.
I remember when I was swimming actively, we used to have like I think 15 minutes of treading water. That was just to wait for everybody who's late. So when people are late, you're angry. You know, we tread water until the last person gets to training. So the venom we would put on that person who was late would just make sure that nobody's late going forward. What role has your mum played in your life? Because with a lot of young athletes especially, if your parents are not supporting what you're doing, it's so hard for them to compete. But your mum is very aggressive.
Well, she's also supportive. She's also the one who wakes me up in the morning, and I appreciate that. And she's the one who usually just keeps me going. Like, she gives me the drive, and she's the one who also like helps me to choose the should I say strokes? Yeah, mostly strokes that I do during galas. She's the one who advises me to go for the long distance ones because those are the ones that I'm actually good at. So she plays a really big role.
You're very fit and have a lot of stamina.
Yeah.
Yeah? Is your mom a swimmer?
No.
Oh, she needs to try it so that she knows how hard it is. Yeah?
Yeah.
When do you have a social life?
Yes, I do.
You do? When?
Well, now that it's the holidays, we go out often with my friends and we just have fun. Like, we go watch movies or we just go and hang out.
When you're in season, because I know the last 2 years you haven't really been in season because of COVID. When you're in season, do you have any spare time to do anything else?
Well,
you're not even interested?
Well, I am, but I usually have to miss out, mostly because of the galas. And then there's also schoolwork to catch up on. So, yeah.
Because if you want to be an athlete at the top of your game, there's sacrifices you have to make in life.
That's true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel that you've had to make some sacrifices that... Do you regret any sacrifices you've had to make?
No.
No, because you love swimming that
Yeah.
much. We want to see you in the Olympics. What age do you need to get to begin to compete in the international tournaments? Because when I look at countries like Australia, the powerhouses of swimming, South Africa to some extent, Eastern Europe, they're swimming at the top level as teenagers, because swimming is one of those young sports.
Yeah.
So,
for the ages, it's usually from 16 and above. There are also some swimmers who are as young as 14 and they go internationally and they also do well. So we say from 14 and above you're allowed to.
so what is hindering you from going international? Is it because you want to finish your school, or is it because of your times?
It's mostly my times because they're a bit slower than the target times for qualifying to international galas. But if I work on my stamina and improving those times, then I'll be able to go for the international ones.
What's the margin? What margin are we looking at? Like what would be an Olympic qualifying time, and what is your time in, say, freestyle or butterfly? You do 50 or you do 100?
I usually do
You
100.
usually do 100 meters.
Yeah.
What's the do you know what the qualifying time is versus your time?
No, I'm not quite sure about that.
But you know you just have to be a little bit faster.
Yes, that's what I know.
I want us to take a very short break. When we come back, I want you to tell us what more we can do as media, as the fans, as the government, if there's any support you need from the federation. So let's have that discussion when we come back. So you guys don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a minute.
It's Betika's 6th anniversary. Hatupigi sherehe siku moja tu au siku 6 pekee. Tunapiga sherehe for 6 weeks. 6 weeks of sherehe. 6 weeks of Betika. Na tunapeana 6 mili kila wiki. 6 million kila wiki. Kabisa. Mili kila siku kutoka Monday hadi Sato. Check out our social media pages every day at 6 a.m. to find out how you can win and join the celebrations. Celebration starts on Monday 18th April and goes on till the end of the season. Betika, jukwaa la mabingwa.
Welcome back. This is Radull Live, and I'm sitting with RachealNeema Wambui, who swims butterfly and freestyle 100 meters and 50 meters, and is targeting to go for the 2026 Olympics. And we need to help her get there. Rachel, we were talking just before the break, and you told us your target is 2026 Olympics. What can we do to help? Because I realize you find you're still in the school. What can I say? You're still under the schools programs.
Yeah.
So a lot of what you do is in school. Your mom is very aggressive and supportive. But if you want to go international, everything goes up from costs to preparation to practice games. What more can we do as media, as fans, as government? What support would you need?
Well, I feel like for the government, like for us swimmers, whenever we have to go, when we've qualified to go for an international gala, it's costly because you have to pay the plane ticket and then the hotel, and then there's also, you have to pay for the events that you're going to do at the gala. So I feel like the government should just help us, like help the parents to pay for the accommodation stuff, and then the parents can pay for the events that we have to do, you know, because we usually go as a team whenever we're going internationally. So the team can also pay for the events, but for the accommodations, then the government can do that.
I mean, it's probably the responsibility of the federation to try and find money from the international bodies, but also to try and reach out to local sponsors. Do you have, or have you tried to reach out to a local sponsor, like a corporate company?
We have not, but
it's a thought.
Yeah, it's a thought.
Walk into the door of one of these companies and show these medals, and definitely one of these corporate partners should try and chip in and help you prepare for any international meet. But for me, where the government fails, and you probably haven't realized this because at Loreto Convent you have your swimming pools and facilities, is to give us more swimming pools around the country, because we don't have enough swimming infrastructure in this country.
That's true.
We don't have Olympic-sized pools. Is I think it's only Nyayo. Is Kasarani Olympic size?
Well, technically, yes.
Technically, yeah. But those are the only 200-meter pools. It's 50-meter pools we have in the country, and I mean, I'm sure you'd like to see more swimmers coming up to give you more competition. And raise the level of the sport in Kenya. But to do that, we then have to have more swimming pools across the country. You're probably being shielded from the problems by your mother. But if I ask her, I'm sure she'll tell me, because one of the parents I spoke to a couple of years ago was saying, your parents, and you mentioned it, your parents fund a lot of your international meets.
That's true.
And it's not cheap. Are you aware of that?
Yes, I am.
Yeah?
It's quite costly.
It's quite costly. Just, I mean, from having the right swimming gear to travel accommodation, and because a lot of you swimmers are minors, I'm sure you have to travel with your parents or minders, and it gets expensive.
It does.
I'll ask your mom. I'm sure there are sacrifices she makes so that she can afford to send you for these meets. But I believe the rewards are going to come.
They will.
The rewards are going to come.
Yes.
What is your return to active swimming program? What is it looking like?
So for now, since I'm almost finishing school, I want to mostly focus on school, but also like train a little so I don't get as slow as I have been.
You don't fall too far behind.
So I'll focus on my studies for now. Then after I'm done, I will just go back into swimming now completely.
Full-time. Do you have a swimming idol who you look up to?
I look up to Michael Phelps.
Ooh, I think he got eight golds in one Olympic? Something like that. Wow, that's the epitome of swimming.
I find him really cool. Like, he's really fast in the water.
And what do you think Kenya needs to compete? Because even though when we sent 2 swimmers to last year's Olympics, I had, what's her name? How can I forget her name? Emily Muteti. I hosted her here right after Olympics. So we had Emily, and we had one of the guys represent us at the Olympics. But Kenya still, and then we used to have the Danford brothers. But we still never broke into being competitive at the Olympics. Do you know what stands between us and international times?
I feel like it's the facilities. We don't have enough facilities in the country. Because if we did, then we'd be much farther than we are today.
We're not investing in swimming.
Because like if you look at swimming and then you look at the other sports, like for example, football and the athletes,
rugby,
there's not that much attention when it comes to swimming.
So you want more attention on swimming?
Yes.
I hope we can get more attention on swimming through this. I want to go through some of these medals, and you tell me where you won them. They even start in primary school. LCM primary. Swimming gala. Where's LCM?
It's
that's Loreto Convent, Msungari. Oh, you were there from primary?
Yes, I was.
Okay. Then there's, most of them are from Loretta Convent. What international tournaments have you participated in?
I participated in South Africa. There was a South Africa gala in 2018 and one in Dubai in 2019. Yeah.
And how did you perform?
Well, not that well to get a medal, but I did improve my times. So I was happy about that.
Yeah, because that's what it's about. It's about seeing progress over the weeks and the months in each competition.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, so that's fantastic. I noticed in these certificates, I went through them before we started, that you have some from film, television, drama. What are your other hobbies?
Well, I mostly do, in school, I'm part of very many different clubs. I do the Model United Nations, and I also do Sub-Saharan International Model United Nations as well.
Okay, what does that entail? I'm behind.
So it's basically a debate club. It's like the UN now. So we have the East Africa, and then we have the international MUN.
Oh, it's like a student United Nations.
Yes, exactly.
And then you discuss international matters.
Yes.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. So I'm part of the two groups, and I also do World Scholars, which is another debate club, but now just in Kenya, and we discuss random topics.
What do you want to be? Do you want to do swimming professionally when you grow up, or you want to
Yes.
get into one of these other?
Well, either way goes, but I would really like to be a professional swimmer after I'm done with school, yeah.
That's your goal.
Mm-hmm.
You're 16 going on 25. I don't know how your mom manages. So yeah, what would you like to tell? I mean, you're still only 16, but what would you like to tell other young girls who want to get into swimming?
Well,
What do they need to know?
Well, first of all, it's not as easy as it may look. You definitely need to put in a lot of effort and a lot of work into it, and also don't forget to do like your studies and all of that. Yeah.
It's a balance.
You have to find a
Because
balance.
Unfortunately, in Kenya, a lot of sports are still hobbies, which is, I say it's unfortunate because in other countries, people make a living from these sports.
That's
A
true.
very good living from these sports.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I would advise you, and talk to your mom as well, I'd advise you, go and knock on some corporate doors and tell them, I want to go for the 2026 Olympics. Walk with me. Sponsor me. Incur some of
Yes.
my costs. I'll wear your branded kit. I'll promote your product, whatever it is, you know.
Yeah.
Put me on your billboards and give me a check. You know, I'll sell you, whether it's yogurt or milk or soda, whatever it is, or something healthy, so that they can incur some of the costs, so that you can achieve your dreams.
No, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I will try.
Try it.
Yes.
Tell your mama. I have her phone number. But thank you, Neema. And these trophies, these are all from Loretta Convent.
Well, these 4, these 2, and the 2 golds, they're all from school. But then this one, I got it from a different. I got it from a different gala. Back in
This is from the
2015.
Federation.
Yeah.
Second runners up, 10 to 11-year-old girls. This was Kitambo.
Mm-hmm.
What? It's like other things have improved from there.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thank
Congratulations. Thanks for stopping by. This medal won't keep quiet. Thanks for stopping by, and I wish you nothing but success.
Thank you.
And thanks for coming to Radull Live. And thanks for being my biggest fan. You're always texting me on Mondays, I'm watching you on TV.
Yes.
So thank you so much, and we'll see what we can do to help keep your name in lights.
Thank you.
You do your part, we'll do our part.
I will. Thank you.
Sa.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having
And
me.
thank you guys for watching Radull Live. I hope you've been inspired by this 16-year-old girl with dreams of going for the 2026 Olympic Games. And I think with that attitude, you'll get there.
Thank you.
Yeah? Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.